Hey guys, LevelCap here, and today I've got a hungering for Planetside 2. It's been a while since I've posted a PS2 video, and I gotta say the game has gone through a lot of changes since my last vid has been posted, and for anybody who's been sort of skeptical or maybe tried out the game and wasn't in love with it initially, I gotta say there's been enough changes that the gameplay really has taken a turn for the better, and there's been a lot of really cool cosmetic changes as well. There's been updates to mini-maps, there's been updates to spawn rooms, guns have been tweaked, weapons have been balanced, vehicles have been balanced, there's been a lot more support for infantry, there's been some really powerful anti-vehicular weapons that are now available to the heavy assault classes, so powers have shifted around. Also, the population seems to have stabilized a lot better, and you've got more dedicated players, and the novice players that are coming in at a rate where you don't feel like you're surrounded by a lot of newbies who are friendly firing on you all the time. I mean, sure, friendly fire is still an issue, but the player population just feels a lot more stable now, feels a lot more experienced. And that's not necessarily a bad thing if you're a new player. What I mean by experienced is that it seems like people know what to do, where to go. So if you're a new player and you're jumping in, you don't feel like you're surrounded by people who are equally confused as you. You've got a lot of experienced players around you. They know where to go, and you can kind of tag along, follow them around, and it should be a really good introduction to the game. Now this footage here, I'm using a pump action shotgun. These have been in the game for a little while, but not extensively back when I was doing PS2 videos, and I gotta say, these things allow the individual to do a massive amount of damage in close quarter combat. I mean, it sounds like common sense, right? But that's sort of been an issue with Planetside. Sometimes you'll get a good drop on a whole group of guys, and your weapons just don't dish out enough damage for you to take out more than two before somebody turns around and blasts you in the face. This pump action shotgun can potentially one-shot a lot of people, or two-shot max, and it'll allow you to get into a group of unsuspecting guys and really just take them all out. Kind of a cool thing to have in Planetside. This clip here is the virtual reality training room, and I'm testing out the new Golden Commissioner 6-shooter pistol. These things are powerful. It's basically your 44 Magnum equivalent in Planetside 2. They had a really cool sense of style to the game. People have been wanting these pistols for a while. There's another new one in the game. It's shorter, shoots a little bit faster, does a little bit less damage. They've got these cool loading animations, and I gotta say, these are absolutely welcome additions to Planetside 2. And speaking of virtual reality, we now have virtual reality, a place where players can test out guns before buying them. As many players who have played Planetside can attest to, guns are expensive in this game. They'll either cost you quite a bit of station cash or a lot of certification points, which take a long time to acquire in this game. So this is a nice way for you to test out a recoil damage output on a weapon before deciding to sink a lot of time and money into it. So this is just great. You can also test out vehicles, any vehicle you want with different attachments, and you can learn how to fly in VR as well. It's a really big training environment and just a welcome addition for any player out there, veteran or novice, when deciding what kind of new guns you want to get or how to pilot the new vehicle that just came out. Every day you can now earn weapon ribbons by getting a specific amount of kills with each gun, and this is just a cool way to incentivize getting more XP and using a specific gun for a certain period of time. It'll just speed up the experience game process and allow you to get that many more cert points. Cert points, again, are really hard to come by in this game, and they've added a lot of cool ways for you to gain them, which is good because some of the new guns actually cost a lot of cert points. If you're going to spend certs on the new rocket launchers, this is the Vanu Lancer. It costs 1,000 cert points, and it's pretty interesting. It doesn't do quite as much damage as a regular rocket launcher, but the travel time on the shots is practically instantaneous, and as you can see there, I was able to take out a max pretty easily using this new rocket launcher because you don't have to really account for travel time. You can just aim directly at the max if he's in medium range. You can do a lot of damage. This gives groups of Vanu considerable power over vehicles because you're not really guessing about the movement of vehicles anymore. You can just aim directly at them and shoot. Now, transportation has always been kind of a key issue in Planetside. How do you get from point A to point B? Well, one of the cheapest ways to get from point A to point B was buying a quad. They're pretty limited in terms of their weapon capabilities. You're very exposed. They weren't too fast, or their agility was kind of limited. These things have now been upgraded. They have a second passenger seat, which is awesome, And if you play the Infiltrator class, you can upgrade it with a cloaking device, and you can now go invisible. And of course, the first thing you do once you get a cloakable flash, you have to run somebody over with it. It is too funny to run guys over with an invisible quad. The next thing you have to do with your upgraded flash is practice your infiltration techniques with a mounted grenade launcher. This thing allows you to get across open fields very quickly without being detected, sneak up on guys, take him out with a grenade launcher, and go back in a cloak. I've had some pretty long and entertaining kill streaks just on this flash driving around invisibly with a grenade launcher. They've basically taken a vehicle that used to be kind of a death sentence or a very risky mode of transportation, and they've made it far less risky, more reliable, and actually a lot of fun to drive around with. I now look forward to buying a quad and driving around and killing guys, as opposed to, oh god, it's a quad, can I try and sneak across this field without getting blown up or hit by a guided missile or something? Now you just have so many tools at your disposal with how you want to get around on these things that it's great. The really good thing about these things is that you can get them at any base. You're not restricted, so you can pick these things up real cheaply, real quickly, and just get around from point A to B. If you're in a crazy firefight where your team's just getting hammered, buy a quad, go stealth, get out of there, come in from a different angle, and try and pick up some easy kills. And of course, it wouldn't be Planetside 2 without a whole bunch of ridiculous cosmetic upgrades. Check out this dude's decked out quad. He's got a flaming skull, an exploding donkey, some cool camo, and of course these upgrades don't begin or end with the flash. Soldiers have got a whole new slew of helmets that they can wear, which is great. I'm finally starting to actually think that my infantry characters look really cool now. There's so many camouflage options available now for personalizing the look of your soldier that you can really individualize or recognize individual soldiers on the battlefield, and that's really cool. Also, the weapons team has done a really good job of implementing in-game gun stats that allow you to compare one gun to another and not just get some sort of little chart that says this one does more damage than the other without any sort of real data. These ones tell you exactly how much damage they're doing per shot, the rate of fire, the recoil. It's all mathematical. You can check a comparison checkbox and look at another gun and see how one gun fares directly to another. This is just a really great addition to the weapon stats, and it's just going to allow players to be much more tactical and mathematical about how they decide what guns they want to use. You guys all know that I am totally into weapon stats, so this is one of the better upgrades I've seen to the game. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is probably also the most important thing that's been changed in Planetside 2 since the launch, and that is the alert system. Now, the alert system basically activates every hour or so, and it lasts for about 2 hours, and the current alerts are to capture as many territories on a specific continent as possible. Now, what they currently do is they kind of facilitate players traveling from one continent to another and really focusing battles on one specific continent rather than having smaller battles dispersed throughout all the main continents. You now have a really good way of getting all the players into one continent to really fight each other, and it also gets people off of continents like Indar and puts them on Esamir and Amarish more frequently, and that's great because those are some really nicely designed continents. Now, the alert system has actually been so successful in really getting players to fight each other more frequently and in more interesting locations that the devs are going to elaborate upon this alert system and make much more specific alerts, more frequent alerts that are really going to give players a lot of options in where they want to fight and pretty much guarantee people interesting and populated fights. So the alerts could be as specific as whoever controls this one specific territory after a 2-hour period wins the alert. And you actually get a lot of extra experience points for winning the alerts. You also get a lot of XP points for just playing in an alert area. So if I'm fighting for a continent that's part of an alert, I'm going to be getting a little bit more XP just for participating in that alert. Anyway, it's nice to come back to Planetside a bit, see what the devs are doing. I have taken a little bit of a leave of absence, but having played it since this new patch implementation, I'm actually excited to go back and play it a bit more. There's been enough cool changes, additions to the metagame that I really can see not only that the game is a lot more fun to play currently, but I can see how it's going to get a hell of a lot more fun once this alert system evolves, and I can't wait to see what's in store for Planetside 2 in the coming months. It's a really exciting time to be playing the game. If you guys haven't played it yet, or if you used to play it and you took a break from it like I did, I'd really recommend checking it out again. There's a link in the video description for the just a link to go grab Planetside off of the Sony website. And remember, it's not a pay-to-play game, it's not a pay-to-win game either. Everything in this game can be unlocked through the skill points that you get just from putting time and effort into the game. If you want to spend a little bit of money for some cosmetic upgrades, you definitely can, or if you want to unlock guns a little bit faster, that's an option too. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.